All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Skip Beat, episode 21. Ren, my boy, my brother in Christ, you, sir, need to understand your own feelings. Like, there's just no other way around it, you know.
Men in their early 20s be like.
Do literally anything other than go to therapy.
Do anything other than grow up or, like, go to therapy or understand or reflect or anything.
Bang, bang, bang. Why does my head hurt?
You know what's so funny? Like, you do the modicum, like, bare minimum. Because I feel like that was me when I was, like, 18, 19, 20.
People
and
are
they're like, you're an old soul.
Yeah,
like, and I'm like,
yeah.
No, I'm using common sense. Like,
I just displayed some self-awareness.
I just displayed some self-awareness. I don't know, like, what there's to say about that, you know?
But... dating show,
right?
Not necessarily reality
Yes.
show, because I don't know how a remake of that would work, but a remake of a dating show that was very popular. And oh no, she's gonna be on the show with Ren.
Oh,
but will he be able to be professional?
Right.
What will happen? This could be our big break.
I'm so excited to see if this is like just a true like romance dating show, like with like actual drama and it's serialized and all that,
Sure.
or if this is more reality TV with a little bit of like improvisation, you know, relied upon. And
we're reviving the premise that was so fun, and now let's just see how these people, you know, respond to it.
Because if there's a script, then I could see Ren doing okay. But if it's like...
Yeah, I kind of want it to be a reality show.
Right. But if it's a
so
reality...
that it can be a proper disaster, you know? But like, and get to a good place.
But in
like,
some ways, if it's reality and people are aware of that, then they're going to be more accepting of him being like kind of a dunce in that regard.
Well, but then
it
also,
might hurt his brand image more because then this is who he really is.
The personality. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a fun situation that's iffy for Ren, no matter which genre we lean more into.
Right.
Because it wasn't clear entirely from the previous episode.
I get the feeling it's not a reality show. Because that'd be really hard to do a remake of. But if it was.
But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh. Gotcha.
All right.
The source material.
Yeah. Doing research.
So definitely not a reality.
No.
TV show then. Yep. Oh, it's worse for Ren then. It's absolutely worse. Oh, the dark moon.
Ooh. I don't know. That sounds like it has plenty of brooding potential for Ren.
Right, and him being the lead probably will lean into that brooding stuff for the earlier episodes of the show. So maybe he'll get more time to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
But again, you shoot a lot of this stuff long before the show's even out.
Right. But
that maybe some of the post-production at the very last second, but even then...
Yeah. But the idea of it being a TV show...
The stuff that he's going to do is long before that stuff airs.
But that is a good point. Because they'll have multiple episodes, we could have a cool thing where we see the problems get introduced, but it's not like at critical mass yet. And so it's but we're also already in production, so
right.
This needs to be figured out stat.
And they did actually, because of the previous mini arc, actually discuss for the viewer's purpose what a reshoot looks like. Right. So you could have reshoots once he's figured it out, you know?
Yep.
And it could be that he needs to learn it from Kyoko.
Sure.
But, yeah. Either way, I hope they get, like, plenty of time for this.
Yes.
So that we maybe even finish the season with this arc.
I think we could. You know what would be hilarious, though?
What?
Is then, the extra that, you know, or the new character for the episode. And it's Show.
Oh, never. So you are definitely a side character.
Right, but not, like, tertiary.
How many lines do you have? Not much. Yeah.
What do we got? Are they actually just getting in character?
Oh my god!
It's still daytime. Why would you think that?
Your imagination is wild. This is the director.
Oh my
gosh,
god.
Yes. The softness of his voice.
Hang on a sec.
My director for this. Oh, now I definitely want to eavesdrop.
The president is against it. Interesting. He has other work he wants him for.
Well, Ren wants that too.
But what happens when the Blades of the Dark Moon show up? It'll be bad for your image if it's not good enough.
Nobody in their right mind.
Oh shit.
He's just roasting him. About that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about these feelings. Let us explore the depth that you have.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have confidence that it'll be better? Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have, because it's
Well,
not
that's
just
interesting then, because the director sees something in Suruga that is not.
Oh. I felt bad about eavesdropping, so I'm just gonna sit here and listen.
Ah, he's so soft, very demure.
Right. Because you
Because
cared about
you
them
didn't
so
care
much?
about them.
No, because I don't really know.
Damn!
Oh!
And he doesn't even know, he's just gonna predict it.
He's gonna read him his rights.
Oh! Is he right? Oh! He's getting all of them!
Holy shit.
Oh no!
Destruction! 100 isn't even high enough.
Oh. Whoa.
Okay. They wanted you to fight for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Something, anything.
He never knew their feelings, yeah.
Right. Oh shit. They wanted to see if you cared. Yeah. Right, if you've never gotten your heart broken, do you really understand love? Cool.
I'm not just a fake copy of great actors or what have you.
She just got to a really good part of the source material. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, who are you playing? Oh my gosh.
Oh!
This is actually perfect casting.
Yeah. No, but this is good because the amount of feeling and emotion that's there, you have plenty of material to work with.
Uh-huh. Wait, so you're basically like the
You're an
villain.
antagonist, yeah. Right.
Oh? What do you mean?
Outdo? Wait, what? And that being her introduction. Yeah. Oh shit.
Right. Yeah. That's more evil! Yes, she does!
You'll do great. Oh. Damn.
本当ですか?
Nope. Okay.
Begrudgingly. This director is amazing, and I can predict, I feel like, every single line he's gonna say, but it's just the good kind of cheese with his just Doki Doki?
What's Katsuki's role?
Whoa. Oh.
彼女と旅行中に事故って入院してた。でも正確には事故を起こした彼女を守ってオケがしたって。まるっきり間抜けじゃないんだ。
Oh, is this the other lead?
その話だけじゃね。やっぱ実物見てみないと。
Or are we
this
already
is-
in the show?
We're already in the show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's both, yeah.
再開シーン OK です。
期待度ナンバーワンの大型ドラマ「ダークムーン」空前の大ヒットとなった月ごもりの復刻版となりますが、尾形弘明氏がオリジナルの月ごもりを監督した
Uh-huh.
話題となってますね。
Oh shit.
Yeah.
京子ちゃんじゃない。こんなタブーな組み合わせ。もしショーンが知ったら。
次どこだっけ？
どこだったかしら。とりあえず急ぐ。
Saved. Saved.
なんであんなパッとしない子がミオ役に抜擢されたわけ？
Oh my god.
Okay.
事務所の力でもらってたりして。私が何？
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting into character already.
これは特殊メイクでしょ。
Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
この世のすべてが憎いってミオのイメージがすごく出てたし。
Oh my god.
10年前のミオを軽く超える。
I love this.
And that just pisses her off more, but also it's a compliment. So
Right.
もしかしてあれ演技じゃなかったの？
keep it up.
なんでこんなに変わり果てて？
復讐するためよ。
あいつのせいか。
それで私なりにミオの役作
Oh, wait. No. Don't simplify her.
りってどうやってやるものなのか考えれば。
Yes, cool. So you need to actually
Okay.
like build her. Yeah.
ミオ役泣いて嫌がっていたのに、あれ以来嫌がる素振りも見せなかったから、ミオに強い思い入れでも湧いたのかと思っていたよ。
Huh? Screams.
私の理想のお嬢様とは程遠いんだもの。
Can she misinterpret this anymore?
月ごもりには出たかったの。
Yeah.
直に触れられると思って。あなたの演技にあなたと向かい合って演技できるチャンスをくれるというならってみたいって思ったの。
This is all silent. He
Right.
was just watching 15 seconds of silence. He's like, I'm gonna go.
Yep.
話をしようか。
Yes,
All right.
good.
今後私が見に来られないときはミオの
Oh, it's the previous
Previous actress.
actress.
Yeah.
No.
私のプロフィールにはね、必ず一番
No, the source material introduced her to the world. Back the fuck up.
代名詞なの。
Ah.
ない演技しかで
No, I get that. I get
Yeah.
that.
たらミオでもやられたら
It's very
私の名
arrogant,
前に
but
傷がつくのよ。
No, it would
no,
actually
it
make
actually
you look better.
could. No, 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 because if she does so much better, they'll be like, why did we even... She'll lose her connection with the character. People will replace her.
No, right, but
登場人物のバックグラウンドや心理を考えることを言うんだよ。
yeah. Yeah, read between the lines. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
もう 子さんと言ってることがまるっきり
台本に描かれてる通り忠実に表現することに
Interesting. Two different pros telling you two different things. That's
Right.
rough.
一人一人性格が違うから物の捉え方や感じ方も違うだろう、
Yep.
育った環境や境遇が違えばまるで違ってくる。ミオはどういう環境で育ったか。
Yeah, you need to get to the point where you really know the character, not just a portrayal of the character.
本郷ミオ。
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Redoing that.
やっぱり心配してた通りだわ。最近の若い子は
今回はミオとミサオの母親や
Oh.
Oh, she's
Oh,
in the
shit.
actual show.
ちゃんと役作りはできてるんでしょうね。
もちろんです追反射的
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
じゃあ本当にミオを理
Oh,
解して
no.
テストしてあげる。
No. She raised her expectations too high.
ミオを降りてもらうわよ。
What? You do not have that kind of authority.
スカさんそんなことを勝手に。
そうおっしゃっているそうですね。
Okay.
あなたのお父様は役作りのできてない役者なんて。
Wow. Leveraging the way his dad did things against
Uh-huh.
him. In full
Okay.
public view of everybody.
Yeah. See, and this is why a lot of directors are assholes, because you can't have stuff like this on set.
They're like, I will draw all the aggro so that you guys don't
Right.
get heads
監督。
too big for...
Yeah. Because there's a lot of egos
Oh,
at play.
he's like trusting Kyoko here. She's gonna surprise you.
引っ込み思案で無口で心から笑ったことがありません。ミサオへのコンプレックスからです。
その顔の傷はなぜできたの？
山の別荘へ行った時ミサオと遊びに出か
This is all the basic stuff, yeah. She knows the details and facts, but
Yeah.
she's gonna throw a twist at her in a second.
両親も知らない真相は、唯一自分より秀でていたミオのバイオリンの才能に
Fuck.
ミオが嫌いな
Oh, here it is.
もちろん姉です。それから何かにつけ、そして父と
Oh. Yeah,
男の
good.
水木。
したりしない
Okay, yeah, she added everybody, yeah.
それは
Right.
知っているからです。実の弟夫婦
What? What is the soap in this show?
Holy shit.
This is getting deep.
が勝樹を嫌いなわけは？
You're going down the
姉の
list
ミ
here.
サオが心から愛してる婚約者だからです。
水木を嫌いな理由は？
それは勝樹があれ違う勝樹が水木を密かに思ってるからじゃない。ミオの両親は引き取ったけど内心
Whoa.
水木を疎んでる。水木がどんなに明るく活発でも姉の時のようにミオと比較したりはしない。水木の両親が亡くなった理由をミオは知ってる。同情はしても嫌う理由なんかない。なのにどうして。
だったらしょうがないわね。あなた、ミオを降りてちょうだい。
This actually might be something where she's realizing that the true, like, deep aspect of the character is that she both, like, hates her sister in this regard, but, or sorry, was it Katsuki? Was she mentioning Katsuki,
Talking about Katsuki, but then I think she was like, wait, hang on, the answer that I'm not sure.
I'll have to go back into that because I think what they're implying specifically is that the Angel commercial was actually the perfect reason why she should be cast as it, because it's the reason that you do something in a negative way is because of deep love.
Right.
Like
Yeah, it's the positive and the negative
it's
in
the
conflict.
positive and negative combined into two. And so what she's getting at is that Mio has feelings that are actually held in conflict and in tandem with each other, and thus it doesn't actually feel like there's a legitimate reason for her to hate her.
Right. But it's it's properly selling the idea of a character doing something that doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's actually that, no, as a person, they don't even necessarily know why they're doing it, but selling that they do believe that.
Right. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I am very curious about this. We have
Yeah.
a remake of the show completely going on schedule here.
Yep.
Ren is making this happen, but we have to have Kyoko understand the reason for a character holding on to their hate of somebody,
Right.
or potentially whether or not they even do hate them. And this is a very fun parallel at getting at some of the things that Kyoko had to deal with as the way she was raised as well.
Yeah, with how she was raised, and then the great example for why, the whole angel, shoot and all that stuff, why that bit of acting got her the job. Cool. And the rage that she has inside, right? And the way in which she grew and how she addresses that and interacts with that in the previous job, but now it's being brought up again because the role is literally all about that, right?
Yeah, this is the perfect role for that as far as casting wise goes.
Yep.
And then having the old actress come in to basically be like, I'm not going to just hand this character off to you.
Right.
From a marketing standpoint, it actually makes a lot of sense that you get the previous actor or actress's blessing in that regard. But you can usually just buy that from the actor or actress by giving them a job in the show like they just did here. And yet if she's then going, if that was a mistake and now she's leveraging her job in the show of being like, I can tank this by saying I do not give my blessing for this. I can go on social media and I can. Right. But I feel like in Japan, you wouldn't do that because that would kill your work in the industry. You would basically be a pariah. No one would work with you after that.
So I'm going to go into some theorizing about the situation with this production. So one, there was a level of detail in this that made me wonder, is this something that it actually existed in the real world, or there was like a close parallel, and so people know we're talking about this show, and so people generally know the general conflict or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I think in a lot of ways it feels pretty generic soap kind of drama in that regard.
Right, but, and it totally makes sense that for a doing something like a remake of a soap and things like that, there would be so many convoluted things and dramatic events that happen that you can't really introduce the audience to all of them, right?
Yeah.
It's just the characters will know about them and they'll deal with them. Cool.
And this stuff happens all the time in TV.
Yeah.
You remake something that's 20 to 30 years old.
Exactly.
Easy.
Right.
People alive don't watch the TV if they watched that show back 20 years ago.
Right.
So even if they do, they're the few, and so you're primarily just trying to get that new audience,
Yeah. And the idea of the previous actress being brought in to be the mother of the character that she played in the old one.
Easter egg, yeah.
It's a fun Easter egg, but it also gives me the vibe that this might be a situation where Mio was a character that was like the side character that was very beloved, right? Like strong audience response or something like that. And so maybe that's also where some of the bullying the director comes in, because it's the, hey, me getting this job, that's not a cool thing of just, oh yeah, I get to be in the show again and I get this work and all that stuff. But it's also the this is good PR for the show to have me return.
Oh, that's what yeah, absolutely. It's amazing PR to have her in the show, because you have the equivalent of I don't know, the Last of Us show for season 1. You had Ashley Johnson playing
the mom. Yeah. Perfect.
That's
great.
Fans go wild for that, And there you go. It's nice and simple.
Yep.
In this instance here, remakes are something that a lot of fans don't like, because usually the reason for it being made is just a cash grab.
Yeah.
And so the idea that we're putting the silver lining on our silver screen remake here of, no, we want to make something better than the original. Right. Sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's exactly the reason why the production company is making this. Maybe why you, Mr. Director, are cool with this.
That's why they got you as a director.
Right.
Right? Because you're going to go at it with that kind of, vim and vigor and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it's been 20 years. Awesome. Let's do this.
Let's recycle.
Let's double dip. But I love this as a direction. I love this as a character for Kyoko to have to play. I like this as just, it's a television show, and so this could take a while. This could be a fairly long arc. Great.
Yeah.
I love the way that it was brought up very directly of, hey, Ren, nah, your romance scenes suck ass. They're terrible. No one believes them.
He went so in detail down to the fact that he's like, I know why those women like left you too.
Yeah.
Like, I can say the reasons why, but also I can say it with such certainty because I know you so well. And so while you could have had some, unique situations,
Sure.
I know you haven't changed much either.
Right. And especially given that Ren is his like golden goose, or one of his golden geese, it totally makes sense that, him being only 20, this guy would be very like aware of Ren's personal situation because it's he's a young person, right? Like that's a delicate commodity basically, right? And so you need to make sure that you can manage them properly so that you can, have them benefit your company for a long, long time, right?
10, 20 years.
Yeah, exactly, right?
There's nothing to say that he won't eventually switch agencies and stuff. But
Right,
for now, you guys have such a great dynamic because
Exactly.
he's probably done nothing but elevate you to
Yep.
crazy levels that
Right, make you lots of money, So
only dream.
even if Ren has only been with the agency for 5 years or something, holy shit, that's a lot of time as far as Ren's developed life, right?
Yeah.
So I love that we got that, and it was also just fun to see Ren get ripped into by somebody, like, and him just be like, wait, what?
Has he been spying on me?
Yeah.
No, bro, it's that simple.
Sorry, like,
one, you're also an actor,
yeah,
who's attractive and people are going to want to be, in a relationship with you. But when they actually get to see who you are, they realize that you're not actually that deep with regards to what you give in the relationship. You might have a lot of deep feelings, but I think one of the things that's really tough, and it's actually really important that TV shows specifically explore this, because there's what a character is thinking about and that they're communicating. But then what they actually say and communicate,
yes,
that's a very important distinction to make, because in real life, we don't know what other people are thinking.
sure.
So you don't get that, like,
You
he's
only get
dark
what's
and
actually
broody, but
communicating.
you don't understand, actually, internally, there's a lot of depth there. No, it just seems like he's dark and brooding, and he doesn't have much to go from there if he's not vulnerable.
And maybe this is too mean of a rip into that sort of thing. You do get that, and that's but mom loves me because mom knows you well enough to know maybe a lot of the internal brooding things. Maybe
Totally,
right?
but I think that might not be applicable here. I get where you're coming from with that, but the thing I'm trying to get at is that Ren is a character that we as the audience get to have we know a little bit more in depth about you. But what Ren actually communicates, what he actually shares with Kyoko, even someone who he clearly does like, isn't that.
Nope.
So the idea that the show is in a meta way calling out even the audience for being like, you think you know Ren? Well, actually, in a lot of ways, he's not just bad in relationships. He's the reason for all the relationships that he did have going a specific way, because he hasn't changed for years.
Right.
Now, these could have been 2-week or 2-month-long relationships.
Yeah, or heavily tabloided ones where it's like, hey, it's almost like a business thing to start.
Yeah,
Totally.
totally. We don't know who these women were.
Right.
It doesn't matter, though, because the president was right.
Yeah.
He was right to the point that Ren was like, he's reading my mail.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is the kind of situation where you have a character flaw, Ren, where you are not willing to actually communicate vulnerably.
Yeah.
The one time in this show that we've seen you do that to a extensive degree was when you spoke with Kyoko when she was in the chicken outfit.
Yeah. Which
is,
I can be vulnerable. I talked to a chicken one time.
Well, right, but it's sad. It's the kind of thing where we because we know what's going on internally for a degree, it's kind of sad. We don't get to really see him do this anywhere else.
And I like that that's something where Ren has something to actively struggle with that's like a concrete thing, because there's, as we get to know him more, right, there's the image that he presents of, and this is also what he is, right, the consummate professional, all that, right, and the, most sexiest man in Japan or whatever, right? But now that we're actually going to have, like, we're going into, like, serious romance and stuff and, like, getting to know him as well as Kyoko, yeah, have there be that thing that he isn't good at, right? Have there be the place where he needs to grow, and that he is actually being forced to grow, right? Rather than it just being something that causes, funny antics and goofy behavior, right? Between him and Kyoko. So I like this. I'm excited to see how it goes. I feel like there are details to the story that I wish that I knew, even though it's probably a made up story. And so
we're gonna get that. That's
yeah,
So
exactly.
we're gonna get that. Yeah.
Right.
Having the focus of the story be though so entirely around the idea of Kyoko's antagonistic figure who knows a lot of the secrets within the story is rather fun, because then she's going to read probably quite a bit ahead in the script and see a lot of those twists and things coming, given that we're going to be focused primarily on the production side of things rather than the actual presentation of the show. That's fun, because then she has to keep all those kind of character feelings and motivations in mind in scenes where those things aren't playing out yet. Right. So she has to then, in some ways, prep us, the audience, by extension being the eventual TV show audience, for the character decisions, the character changes, the character revelations and stuff. And Mio being somebody that feels very similar to Kyoko in certain ways, where it's like, oh, she's put into a family dynamic with somebody else that's not family, actually. A sibling or what have you that she hates, quote unquote, for some reason.
Yeah,
with
parents that are terrible to
they
her.
betrayed her.
Yeah, mom specifically,
And, well, it's not mom specifically. It's a lot of, it's like the entire family.
But the thing of the mom comparing the two in the show, right?
Well, yeah.
And then Kyoko having, whatever the situation, the situation with her mother that we have seen pieces of that were all not good, but
Yeah, totally. But then having the big question be, wait, why does the child-to-child relationship not exist this way? Is it because of just the incident of when she was pushed? Is it because of something that goes earlier than that? Is it because of the relationship that's coming? Is it a build-up accumulation of all these other things? What is the real reason when we get right down to it? Because, as she brought up, Mio bullied Mizuki early.
Yeah.
Before the cliff pushing thing. So is it just the element of this new person getting brought into the environment there?
Well, and one of the things that I'm curious about, and this is where the part of me was like, oh, should I know this story kind of a thing, is I almost got the sense that it was the bio sister was the one who pushed her off the cliff, but then there was someone else that came along into the family that wasn't actually related. No. Okay.
What are you like?
Are
you forgetting like what the character list is? Because I feel like you're adding in a third character or something that doesn't exist. So there's no bio sister. They're not from the same family.
Didn't they say that Misao was the older sister?
No. Because there's
right. Oh, Mizuki's her cousin. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So there's the family.
Right. So the person that they're talking about, why does she hate Mizuki? That's not her sister.
That's not her sister. No,
Yeah.
She's adopted because Mizuki's parents died.
Right.
So she's now actually familially adopted to be her sister, but she's not her bio sister. There is no bio sister. According to this, Mizuki is an only child that had another girl brought into their family because Mizuki's parents were killed, and that's why.
No, right. Mizuki does not have. Okay, I think we're saying the same things, just getting at it from different directions. So, because there was also a lot of like relative pronouns being thrown around of like she, and then keeping track of like who it was. Got a little bit confused with that, but my current understanding of this is so Mio has an older sister that she was constantly being compared to, and the older sister pushed her off the cliff. Right. Mizuki is a cousin that then is being brought in, that then gets brought into their family as a result of because her parents died. Mizuki has not been compared to Mio by her mother, right?
No.
That comparison isn't happening, but she still hates Mizuki.
No.
And
I feel like you've got it. I feel like you've got it wrong. Maybe I'm missing something here, but there is no name for the older sister because that is Mizuki. Oh. Okay. I'm wrong. Okay. So then, why?
So it's the and this is what I would think would be the reason of why she would hate Mizuki, is because Mizuki is the person who's then coming into the family situation, and so it's I am already not getting the emotional care that I need from my own parents. You're coming in and you're trying to ingratiate yourself because holy shit, I don't have any other family, right? But from my standpoint, you're just a thief. You're just trying to come in here and basically steal what possible affection I could get, right?
Yeah.
And so,
but that's literally what they explain in the show, is that's literally just Mizuki is the beauty and the brains that Mio is not. Like that's what they explained, right?
I believe they were saying that was Misao. The older sister. So the older sister.
I am conflating the two. Damn it.
Right,
okay.
and that's where I think the conversation about this stuff, we like, how much do us as the audience do we actually have to track with the complex dynamics that are going on in the show?
We don't because we don't because she doesn't know yet. That's why it's the question. The question is the problem. The main character doesn't know, and we don't know. We know just as much as Kyoko knows here. That's why they're doing this scene this way.
Well, no. But what I'm saying is we know less than Mio, or we know less than Kyoko, because we don't actually know. We don't have like Kyoko has gone in depth and read the source material.
That's why she's speaking and expositing the source material out to us so that we catch up to what she knows. And then when she hits something that she doesn't know, then it's a question, and the episode ends on the cliffhanger of, I don't know. So that's why we know everything that she knows, is she goes through and exposits all this stuff here, and I think it's good writing because they frame it as the actress coming in and saying, hey, you don't know the character, prove to me that you know the character. And then Kyoko exposits the entire story's stuff as she knows it to us, the audience, so that we're then caught up to what she knows. And then when she hits something that she doesn't understand, then it's like, oh no, what is this? And then there you go. That's how they end the
No, I got that. Yeah. I'm curious to see how much we will learn about the actual plot of the story that they're telling as we go through the arc.
Well, yeah, they're gonna focus on it because that's what the arc's about. It's about the story. So we'll get into the actual story.
Yeah. No, I'm sure we will end up knowing more. But yeah.
Okay, well, thank you all for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if you have anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.